Feral Audio.
Welcome to a very special Danny and Mike one-shot. Now play the music, fatty.
Oh, hello, gentlemen. This is going to be our second Danny and Mike one-shot ever, right? Number 2.
Yeah,
it's
nothing
a
like
one shot, number 2 shot.
Nothing like
it's
a nice
one shot and it's number 2
shot of number 2 straight to the.
It's
main
kind
line.
of a contradiction, but I'm fine with it. I kind of like it.
Yeah, well,
Until we get to 3, and then it's really confusing.
it's a one shot, number 2.
How are you, gentlemen? I haven't seen either of you in a very long time. Oh, to my right, Danny Tamborelli.
Yes, hi.
You've seen him on the internet. And to his right, Mr. Michael C. Morona, who you've also seen on the internet. He's wearing a scarf today. Very nice soccer scarf.
It's a bacon scarf, actually.
I just presume
There's
soccer.
nothing soccer about that scarf.
It actually looks like bacon.
You got to thank Tamara Shopson.
Oh, really?
Check it out. Check her out online.
She sells stuff? That's a nice little plug.
She's a very creative person.
Yeah.
My friend's
It is a
twin
pretty
sister.
awesome scarf. Not made of bacon, but looks
This is kind of perfect.
just like bacon.
Perfect scarf weather because one day it's 70 and you don't need one, and the next day you really do need one and it's 50 or 40.
You got a point.
It's pretty good.
I wore a t-shirt, and then I wore a t-shirt, and I didn't have to even wear a jacket when it goes from 60 to 40.
I think
To
when
50
I
to
think when you're
70.
a man wearing a scarf, you have to be careful of falling into the European dad trap.
Or in my case, the is that a woman trap? Which I get a lot.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like dudes wear scarves quite a bit, but when I wear a scarf, I'm already a little feminine looking, which it just pushes it over the edge.
You're saying
I can't believe you just gave that up so easy.
yeah,
like
man.
That.
There was like
Why? Who cares?
it didn't take much to elicit that.
It's
from
a whole
you at
new
all.
world since Tamborelli got naked on the internet.
That's true.
Oh, is that it?
No, I'm
Is
like,
that the
he
whole
did it. I
reason
can
why?
do it. Why not?
Danny
Yeah.
broke the
Wow.
internet that day.
For those who haven't been on the internet recently, been in a cave or a Trump shelter, as we call them, you posted a response to Kim Kardashian's naked picture. And
I just did it for my friends on Instagram. I just did it. I did. You know, you could say do it for the Vine.
You did.
I did it for the gram,
Yeah,
and I didn't.
Let's
I
not
didn't
say
think
either
it
of
was
those.
going to be.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going to happen.
not
to
so
it.
much. Yeah.
I mean, I just thought it was funny.
What was your expectation of what would happen?
Well, my expectation. I didn't really have any expectations for it. I just thought it was a funny thing to do, and whatever.
Give me
see
a little
what
back.
see what was going to happen. Okay, so I woke up in the morning.
No, that one.
Which one? What are you doing?
That's the one.
See,
Thank you.
we're doing technical difficulties here.
It's all right. Keep going, Dan.
I'm sorry.
Something about you being naked.
Well, yeah, I didn't get naked yet. I wasn't naked. Well, I woke up. Maybe I do sleep naked. Who knows?
We don't need to. Well, I
It
don't
doesn't
need to-
matter. Well, now we know that may or may not be the case. But I woke up and I just
Rolled over, grabbed your phone.
rolled over, grabbed the phone, exactly. And I had a rehearsal the night before, so I was unable to watch any of the debate stuff. And so I wanted to check out what was going on. And
Get
saw
your fair share of
Bernie, the
abuse.
Bernie finger wag at Hillary and all that jive. So I was going to look at it, and I just got inundated with the Kim Kardashian posts another nude. Kim Kardashian in the buff, blah blah blah. And it just like snapped and like four like scrolls down. It was like, well, Nancy Reagan died. It was like, but the first thing that everybody sees is Kim Kardashian posts another new picture. Fuck that. I don't like it. It upset me, and in my warped brain, I thought the best thing to combat that feeling was to make fun of her. And I couldn't think of a funny like tweet. I couldn't think of a funny thing that I thought would be more.
The best way you could make fun of her was to use your own body.
Exactly. And so I took maybe 4 or 5 pictures just to be real.
And posted a composite of them.
And put them all together. No, but I just wanted. I like it. If you do the side by side, it's pretty legit. Like I nailed that shit. I'm not gonna. I don't like to toot my own horn.
I don't
but-
think Kanye would nail that shit though.
No, he wouldn't be able to do what I
Yeah,
did.
he's too self-conscious.
He wouldn't been
too in
able
his
to do
head.
that.
I mean, nah. No.
Although he did tweet out a picture of his dick once,
yeah,
like
he
not
did.
even blurred. Yeah,
Well.
with the not even with the rainbow blur like yours.
Yes, I had rainbow blue. And that was the other thing. I thought I had better color. She just put black bars. I was,
You went big.
pink and rainbow about it.
Well, it was picked up by
It was, yeah.
three or four.
It was picked up by the wire services. It ended up in Malaysia.
They had T-shirts made, and
Yeah.
all the countries got those.
There was a Taiwanese animation
Airdropped.
made describing your hijinks.
They cut my belly out and they just put like a face in it. Whoever's face they want.
That what's funny is that we sent your Instagram to 17 different countries and asked them to Photoshop you into something attractive.
Actually, listeners,
I am the new flag. I'm the new flag of Myanmar.
Yeah, well, could be worse.
actually,
No,
the-
that's not a good one. I don't want to be that flag.
I don't even know what Myanmar's flag. I'm pretty good with the national flags. If you guys made flashcards with no names on them, I could probably just
well,
do the
put that.
names.
We'll put that in the docket for a future episode. That sounds fun. Although, if it's going to be like your Billy Joel thing, I don't know.
No. More like
Man,
you remember that.
still rag on him for that Billy Joel thing.
No,
It was
you
the first.
You remember in
thing we ever did.
Ghostbusters?
True.
You remember in Ghostbusters when he's doing the flashcards?
Yeah.
It'll be like that.
Okay.
Except I get to shock you.
I don't know if I could take that. I had a friend once that said that he could get waterboarded, and he was all fine with it until it actually became real, and then not so much. So
That's Ohio
I'm presuming
for
it's
you.
going to be the same. No, this is post Ohio. Speaking of Ohio, big day, big election day in Ohio. Primaries.
Buckeyes.
Oh boy, see how they do.
Have you ever seen a Buckeye?
Yeah.
What is a
Yeah,
Buckeye?
there's-
Do you have to, like,
I don't know what a Buckeye
When
is.
you leave Ohio, do you have to like dump them out of your shoe? There's so many of them.
No, but you know what you make? One of my favorite desserts is the, they make what they look like Buckeyes, which are peanut butter balls and dipped in chocolate. with a
Chocolate?
little hole
That
in
makes
it.
sense.
Oh my god, they're the best things.
You didn't
I'm
tell me
gonna
what a
make some of
Buckeye
those for you
is.
guys.
That's cool.
It's a nut. It's a tree
it's a
from a
nut.
tree.
It's great.
Yeah, you
It's a
grow
nut.
Buckeye tree.
I didn't know that.
Best in
Or
show.
bush, I don't know.
Macadamia nut, pecan nut, a black walnut, walnut. Okay, enough.
How? That's your nut. That's your ratings for nuts.
No, Christopher Guest starts reeling off the names of nuts,
Oh.
his character,
Oh right.
as you'll recall.
Yeah. Well, we want to
Thank Dan for breaking the internet
Yes.
that one time.
I'm sorry, guys.
That's right.
I didn't mean to do it, but now I'm hoping
It was
that
very
I'm going to
funny.
be famous now.
It was very funny, and the funny thing
I'm
was
just
that
going to get back there. It's like you hear those stories about how actresses and actors do their nude scene and then they get respect. So
Felt like
maybe
that
this
was
is
yours.
my
I really don't.
You
I
don't
really
think that
don't.
applies?
No,
Halle
Or
Berry
you
like
don't
I
think that
never.
happens?
I never respected Jamie Lee Curtis after what was it Trading
before
Places?
or after.
Trading Places.
That's
right?
when it happened.
It's like to me. It's what's the word?
Naked.
No.
Provocative.
No.
Disturbing.
No. Like when you don't need it. See, I'm usually the human thesaurus.
When you don't need it.
Yeah.
Unwanted.
Not necessary.
Unnecessary.
Not lugubrious.
Should I go? Do I have to be your fact checker right now?
No,
That's not really
This
a
isn't a
fact
live
checker.
show. We
Yeah.
don't have fact checkers. Fact checkers.
Good.
Checker?
It was
Either.
It was a nude scene that didn't need to be. It was just a shot where she just walks in, faces the camera, and pulls her shirt off. I don't know what it has to do with the story.
Yeah,
And there's a word for that.
there is. It happens a lot in Meatballs.
But that's like a comedy about trying to get some, isn't it? You're trying to get some.
Yeah, it would be. It's a little more. It's a little more expected in something like that, right? That's what you're saying. Yeah. Well, I'm. You know what was funny about that to me is that I've never obviously I don't know anything about internet sensations or viral things, but you didn't even know the next morning when the articles had been written and the stuff had been going. I saw a tweet come up from Dustin that he retweeted the article on one of those things, BuzzFeed or something,
Yeah,
and
no
it said that
idea.
he retweeted it. And then I texted Dana. I was like, "Do you know what you did? Like, do you know what happened?"
Hey guys,
I had no idea.
Hey guys, let's go down a little funnel of fame,
A fame funnel.
an electric viral fortune.
Oh boy,
Dan Tamborelli, no clothes on,
cloaks.
vulnerable to the world, right?
Yeah.
Uh huh.
I mean, you feel like Kim Kardashian uses her body as a weapon sometimes.
Okay.
I just wanted the opportunity to do the same thing.
I think Dan Tamborelli weaponized his body that day and flung it out there in the terms of electrons and pixels.
I do feel like I've done a lot more funny stuff over my career that should have gotten more attention than my naked selfie, but I guess I'll take it.
Yeah, I don't know if you get to choose, unfortunately.
No, you don't.
just put it out and
You don't.
do it,
Now, if you're really on this like respect thing, you could just be nude a lot and think that it inheres, from there.
It's not a bad idea. I mean, it's a horrible idea, but he might have a point as well.
For us, I mean, for a podcast, it's golden. But for the guest, it's a nightmare.
I'm going to go through all the other people that did it after I did it, including Fat Jewish. And I guess I feel
That was horrible.
I feel validated as an entertainer now. That fat Jew did his thing.
I don't know. It's like that guy, his physique obviously redounds from, stealing people's material and retweeting and just pressing buttons on his phone. It's obvious where his physique comes from.
And until he get yelled at, now he puts the credit, but it took
cropped it out. But yours, it's not clear where your physique comes from because I know you're a rocker.
Oh, yeah.
Body by Budweiser?
Well, that's, yeah. That
Body
was
by Kraft. Body
that was
by
one
Kraft.
of my tweets back to Kim because she didn't respond to me. So I told her she was body shaming me.
How's the Gert treating you?
Oh, dude,
shoot.
it was just a one-time thing, man. It didn't.
Speaking of
why you gotta
Gert,
bring
man.
that up?
Because I'm thinking about your body.
Yeah,
just-
maybe the listeners wanted a follow-up.
Yeah.
Let's go deep in this.
I was thinking about
Follow-up is it happened once. My girlfriend got scared, looked it up, told me what it was, and it never happened.
I was like thinking Dan Tamborelli.
no more late
Kim
night Al
Kardashian.
Pastor tacos. That's all it's been.
Bubble
Really?
butt. Bubbles in his gut. Bubbles bubbling up Dan's gut.
I think I smell a song. Thunder song.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is a new supergroup.
Oh yeah, what's going on with Thunder, guys? I haven't heard much about that.
Well,
in a
a
while.
lot of negotiations.
We're
have
working
been
on the
happening.
Pangea tour right now. We're going to tour the entire continent of Pangea, and then I think the second tour is Gondwana.
Mike has made this comment before, and I think this is classic. We're really stuck on the band art.
The cover. The cover.
That's what we're focusing
the
on right
content will come. I mean,
Yeah.
clearly it just flows out of both of you.
Stimmel is sitting on 3 different designs, and he won't get back to us.
Get on it, Anthony Stamola.
now. Stemola.
The stim bag.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Did you guys notice that the apartment's a little differently than last time?
Oh,
we
yeah,
were
it's
out here?
really-
It's gotten really
Roommate's gone?
Norwegian minimalist, or it means that you had a roommate that moved out and took all his shit with him.
It really resonates in here, or you had bed bugs. Which one is it?
Let's go with the the former. Yeah, luckily no bed bugs, but I'm knocking on wood because it's New York City. Yeah,
And
no,
bed
we're
bugs can
tidying
hear
up.
you when you knock on wood.
Uptown.
We're about to have a podcast studio here in the next couple months, and that's pretty exciting for me. I don't know about you guys, but
I don't know about the New York City Department of Buildings would really feel about that.
no. Yeah, no permits, can't afford them.
No, this is residential.
We're just gonna do it.
This is a residential podcast.
Yeah, we should probably figure out a name for it too, since this is the podcast that's going to be the flagship. You know what I mean?
I didn't realize this, and I have to say that some people are real quick learners, but Adele told me that when somebody rings the doorbell and she doesn't know who's coming over, she looks out the window first to see if it's the fire department, to see if they're coming to do building inspection.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she's smart like that.
Because then she'll play dead, like she won't.
No,
open
because
the
she
door?
doesn't want us and our landlord to get hundreds of dollars worth of tickets
Right.
because we have the hallway packed with crap.
Oh, right. But I guess my
and all
question.
those plants hanging out the
Fire escape? Oh yeah, that's a fine too.
That's a really-
You could
really?
just I'm saying you could walk by my house, see the plants in the fire escape from the street.
I feel like you're blowing up your own spot here a little bit.
That's okay as
You
long
know
as I
that
don't.
our number one, our audience, our biggest part of the audience is the
City
NYPD
inspectors, right?
City officials. Yeah.
Yeah. Department of Investigation. I think my
They love
cousin,
this stuff.
my cousin
Plant
or my
division.
mother's cousin works for the Department of Education now.
Yeah, is this the domicile of one Michael C. Morona?
How did you know what Billy sounds like?
Yeah, you see, I saw these plants hanging up there from the roof and on the fire escape.
Beautiful plan.
And this this is a fire hazard on the fire escape.
It's
Huh? Can I
it's
ask
bad.
you something? Let me ask you one more question.
It's bad.
How many of them plants you got up there? And you got any for me? Because I like plants.
It's really bad. I
Birds
feel
of
like
paradise and such.
oh, it is paradisal, but I feel like the next door neighbor is just like written off their chances of escaping a fire, which is a shame because we don't really know them. Never got to know them, and then they're gonna die.
Discussed this before.
You know?
Nice to meet you. Sorry.
No, I feel like I met them out there, but it's still like there's like a solid barrier, and they're never gonna make it. Luckily, there's a low roof right beneath our fire escape we can vault onto and live.
So is it a fire concern or is it like a falling concern? Well, I mean, fire escape specific. Like, is it a falling?
It's a fire
It's a
hazard
hazard.
to
You
have
can't have
something
plants?
blocking the
You can't have egress being blocked, so that's the same thing for the stairs as it is for the fire escape. It's just-
egress being
Right.
blocked.
Sorry.
And
to
why
get
couldn't
all
you think of that
technical.
word that you wanted to think of before?
I would say that the nudity in I'd say that the nudity in trading places is
That's what you think it is with
no,
an L?
it's nudity.
Laborious.
No,
Damn it. Let's move on.
Yeah. We'll think of it at the
Didn't mean
very
to,
end.
I didn't
Don't
mean
worry.
to derail you. For the
gonna be
listener,
great.
Mike is really thinking hard. He's very, very troubled by this.
it bothers me.
Yeah. Well, it's
You know what else bothers me? Hitler.
You're
Why-
entitled to be bothered by it.
I know, but nobody cares. It's 60 years later, 65, whatever. He's been dead for so long, and like no talk about him. And then all of a sudden,
He's been dead he's been dead for 70 and a half years.
yeah,
Okay,
terrific. Yeah, wait, 70 and a half.
70 and a half.
is there a word for
Anyway, I don't want to see news articles about a micropenis or that he had some weird deformity and that he likes to shit on people.
I think
Well-
this simple. Just block Brendan in your Twitter feed. You won't see any of those things.
That's a very good point. Or
No,
yeah.
but why is it popping up? Why is it popping up? Oh, because people think that Trump is Hitler.
But that must be written
Right?
down somewhere, right? Yeah, because there's been a lot of Hitler talk and people are like, "Oh yeah, that guy." No, but there must have been records that had this information that was found. Or
The guy's been sitting on it for years, waiting for the perfect
One dude?
time. One guy.
that was wronged by him.
I don't. I don't see.
My great grandfather was robbed by him.
See,
It's
I
been a
don't.
lot of characters today.
I don't see how the government wouldn't have found out about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
well, there was
used
that-
it.
Used
Yeah.
it against him, yeah.
Yes.
Well, there's a children's song about him having one ball. That's like the old. That was like the old thing, and then all these years later, we
Now you got an
started bringing it
update,
up.
a new stanza.
Update. Well, it's a micro penis, and his pee hole wasn't in the normal place a pee hole is. It was on the bottom. Whatever that deformity is, but it's like very specific.
Kind of like an iced tea pitcher.
And then like a week later, it's like, and also he liked to shit on people. There's accounts of him enjoying pooping on people.
So, newsflash: historical monster was monstrous. Is,
Yeah.
is what you're getting
Yeah.
at, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also small packaged.
It's just ridiculous. Maybe it was going on the same time that Trump was going through his small hands thing. They're like, well, Hitler had a small penis.
He
The
hasn't stopped
correlation.
having small hair. He continues
has
to have
not. He
short
has not.
fingers.
Third character today, by the way. I'm keeping track.
Wow.
No, that's fourth.
Is that true?
Fourth.
Jeez.
Yeah. I forgot about the city worker. let's not forget about the city worker.
That was a good city worker.
My parents were city workers. My dad was a firefighter. My mom was a gym teacher and a guidance counselor.
Yeah.
A lot of city workers. Good people.
Two of my uncles are NYPD cops. They were city workers. Huh?
Yeah.
Why do you still drive that thing? Why don't they get you something nice from the impound lot?
What
Why do you still drive the Chrysler?
I don't know where you're going with that.
I actually did get the familiar, what do you call it, crayon writing on my car window because I have gotten my car towed to Red Hook just once in my life. I parked it in the wrong spot on McGinnis Boulevard and it was gone.
That was that.
It went to Red Hook?
Yeah, because anywhere in the borough of Brooklyn, not Red Hook, it went to Dumbo.
Yeah,
Was
it went
this-
to the Navy Yard.
Was this
Yeah.
car El Cavaliere?
Yeah, this is El Cavaliere. Yeah, I haven't gotten the
That was a
Prius.
good car.
I haven't gotten the Prius towed.
Smart.
Better knock on wood for that one.
Yeah.
You get older and you learn.
Speaking of good cars, Sonny had a Buick that I remember taking around. Tuna said to me, "Remember the Buick?" Yeah,
Big,
yeah, I remember the Buick.
Big boat, big floater.
It wasn't huge. It was a 4-door, but it was
Yeah.
a Buick. It was a big white thing.
I like those old Cadillacs because they would just sort of float down the street. And for the listener, I'm making a floating sign with my arms.
He was.
This is like Biff Tannen the third. Remember hover caddies?
Oh, boy.
Remember hover caddies?
The world before. Yeah.
Shut up, McFly.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, I It's been very nice. It's March, right? This is our second one shot, and this is a March.
Today is
episode.
the Ides of March, by the way.
Is that the first days of spring?
No, dude, that's when Julius Caesar got stabbed.
I was
by
going to say,
all his Senate.
best watch your back.
Yeah.
Well, it's been nice. There was one day. Of course, I worked yesterday, and it was pouring down rain and cold. But all the other days were like when we were at the stage was 70 and beautiful.
That's how it is.
Yeah, but
Ain't that about a bitch?
what's your work life like, Michael?
I'm just finishing up the Marvel Netflix show, which is going to be by the time this comes out. I'll be allowed to say that probably.
Great.
Otherwise, they'll delete me
Yeah.
from existence.
Yeah, those Marvel peeps are tough.
Not only that, they're cheap. It's kind of scandalous.
Really?
Professor
Yeah.
X is coming for you.
I'm not scared of Charles. Charles Xavier does not scare me. But you could say that Magneto was really formed by Hitler's small penis, if you want to. He's like the ultimate good bad guy. Like, you can't blame him. His parents died in the Holocaust. He survived World War II. You know what I mean? Like, whatever else happens to him, I think the whole rest of Magneto's life is gravy, even though he happens to do some bad shit and he's convinced that humans, mutants can never happen and stuff like that. He was a key character, There's not too much that doesn't have metal in it.
Truth.
Like Danny's pelvis.
No, I've got no metal.
Didn't you get a bad
No metal or plastic.
Didn't you get a bad car accident and get reconstructed at one point?
No.
Like millions of dollars of technology went into you?
That was the $1 million.
No. I remember there was like a thing. Remember, like there was like a sine wave, and you're crushing things, and you're punching, and you're jumping over things. You don't remember that?
I know.
Oh, maybe that was the opening of Super Mario Brothers.
Oh boy.
If you go back and look at Danny's naked picture,
Mario.
you'll see latch marks,
Say Mario.
a lot of surgery points.
I
Entrances,
do say Mario, but when I say it that way, I say Mario. And I'll go Mario. That would sound weird.
How many characters is that, Jeremy?
That's not a character. Those are not characters.
They're sprites.
Okay, just lay off, guys. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I have to go see the doctor.
The character doctor?
Yeah.
You're doing too many characters. I don't like where you're going with your life.
Characters a podcast, and I'm at 4.
I need you to cut
and
it
a
down.
half.
No, I don't think there's really a ceiling on that.
We've just started the Character Podcast Show.
I think the one shots.
The one shot.
I think you should allow.
Episode 2, one shot.
You should allow yourself to just flow freely and just dribble everywhere like Hitler would. And
What if we change the name of the show to the Threesome or the Three-Way?
I can't see that happening.
No?
I can see.
I'm not asking.
I can see the two-way.
Once Mike figures out that word, we'll change it to that. That's going to be the new name of the show.
Oh, really? It's not a great word. It's not like a lovely word. You're gonna wait till I think of it. Fuck.
Love to love ya. Does that count? Does singing count?
No. Okay. I'm asking the judges, and they're waving their heads no.
Oh, I didn't know there were judges.
They're also doing the waiting sign for some reason.
Not
they're waiting.
Not egregious
Loading.
nudity, not obligatory nudity, but unnecessary.
I think we said unnecessary about
That's what I
20
said.
minutes.
Yeah,
That's
that
what
was one
I
of the
said. I'm
first
trying
ones.
to jumpstart you guys.
Yeah.
No, I'm over this. I am staring.
No,
at
you were not
have an
over
OC
it. You were not over it. That's the biggest thing you
Are
did
there
lately
your-
was fake nudity.
Oh gosh, yes, you're right.
That's the biggest thing you did lately.
You're right.
Besides
You're
rock
right.
and Oneonta. I'm sorry.
I did
As we
rock-
go.
I did. No, it was Oneana.
Whichever.
No, we
Horrible
were in,
Sunni.
We were in Beacon first.
That's cool.
Beacon's a cool place.
Yeah, man.
And then we played in Brooklyn at the Rock Shop, and then we played in Oneana for Amagang Brewery. You know them?
Yeah, man.
They make amazing beer.
The white beer.
Duvel. Yeah, the Witta. That
Yeah.
Witta beer is incredibly good. We played from
It
like
gave you
4 to
gert.
6, and there was no like I guess the year before was 22 degrees below zero, and they had all these like massive like heaters in these tents, and it was super packed out. And this, I mean, it was gorgeous. It was like 65 degrees, and
So you didn't need the
amazing.
heaters?
No heaters necessary, but there were so many people. It was crazy. They had like 1,500 people sold out.
So would you make like $1,500 or?
Yeah, we made some money.
That's cool. I'd like to get paid $1 a head.
No, I don't think we got. It wasn't like that. It was like a street. We thought it was more of like a festival thing because we played their actual brewery before we opened for the Meat Puppets there, and that was awesome. It was like a full stage. This was more like we were playing on the side of the street.
Wouldn't you enjoy? And I can see this as you like becoming like a package travel coordinator. You just like arrange brewery tours that happen to have like rockers involved.
I mean,
I can see this as a gig for you.
It's a great idea.
You'd be
I do like going to different breweries. It's true.
Rocking out.
You're saying like different. You're doing a brewery tour.
I'm saying that he would arrange.
Well, I mean, there's tons of breweries that make their own beer, but they're mostly just like a one restaurant,
and they're crying out for a short fat guy to organize them.
If this whole nude picture thing doesn't pan out and make you $1 million, then I think Mike has a very good idea.
Okay, I'll work on it.
I'm good.
Yeah, but anywho, well, what else have you guys been up to? I feel like I haven't seen either of you in a while, and I was starting to worry a little bit. Last time we saw each other, Michael C. Marona broke one of my glasses.
Yeah.
And
we got
shattered
rowdy.
that.
We got rowdy after that. After the Brett Davis podcast, we got rowdy. We were throwing a medicine ball around here. That was
shit. We broke Tommy's.
Several things.
We broke Tommy's tequila glasses.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. And a shot glass.
His Cancun shot glass.
Spirits were high that night. That's what happens.
When spirits get high, yeah. It happens.
Trace Alta.
I've been looking around, like, since the roommate's moving out and I'm making sort of an office studio and rearranging my life. A lot of the light fixtures in this apartment have been shattered, speaking of breaking things. And I remember once, the one behind me, right by Lucky, our Lucky deer head, I got pissed off because Tom beat me. And speaking of, Mike beat me again today at FIFA, which I was very not happy with.
We kept it close.
It was the last 3 minutes he got that fucking goal. But anyway, I got pissed off because Tom beat me at Madden, I said this before. That's the only thing I really get mad at.
It's the great leveler.
I know. And if I get beat at Madden, I got so pissed off that I grabbed the football or something and I kicked it into the air, not thinking that there was glass things hanging from the ceiling.
You hit the fixture,
and it shattered and went everywhere. It was one of those like blind.
Tom's like, "That's it. I'm moving out."
Tom's moving out. No, it wasn't.
2 times moving out.
Billy Joel callback. You brought it on yourself, Jeremy. Billy Joel.
No, I'm not shitting on that.
I'll shit on him. I've been doing this thing in the car where I make sure that anytime he comes on the radio, because I still try to listen to terrestrial radio while I'm driving through New York.
Not satellite-based radio, but ground-based radio.
Ground terrestrial radio.
Like WFMU, which is a great station that you should donate to right now because they're having a drive.
They are having
Mr. a drive. Dave Hill.
Goddamn Dave
Wonderful
Hill
people.
show.
I donated last night, and you should too. WFMU.org. Sorry, go ahead.
Wow. That was
It was almost too effective.
It was. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm on my phone right now, dialing.
No, you were saying. Yeah, you were saying about.
No, when I hear Billy Joel on the radio, particularly because we're in New York, he's like, you can go through the stations and you're guaranteed in like a 20-minute
because you were driving upstate
that you were going to hear Billy Joel, and so every time I'm in the car and I hear it, I do my best to get rid of it as fast as I can. But like sometimes I'll catch myself.
You'll catch the back end of the same song.
Yeah, or the same song can be playing sometimes. Sometimes it'll be on 2 stations. You'll get back-to-back Billy Joel on different stations.
Hitting the seek button on your radio is really just the Billy Joel 20-minute snooze button.
I do. I do it for the Eagles too because I don't like them.
Well,
and
don't worry about it. They broke up
on the radio.
Thank God they're done.
But
get the net.
I get mad when they catch me, like they get me, because I'll be like not paying attention, or I'll. The worst is I'll fucking sing it.
Oh, you're right. You're right, Mr. Radio. Only the good do die young. You're right. You're right.
Oh, and then I'm like, oh shit! Boom. I have to change the channel, but like every time he gets me,
that's so funny.
I get mad. I'm like, fucking Billy Joel just got me again. I was just singing "Angry Young Man."
Kevin was the truck guy on Shades of Blue, and I at one point, we got Brendan was cleaning out his basement and brought in a record player, and we had all these records. We had
On the truck?
Yeah, eight crates worth of records, just classical and Frank Sinatra and rock and pop and a lot of jazz.
Yeah.
Really good stuff. And Kevin was so anti Billy Joel that he refused. Like, I had the radio going at the same time. He would never allow a Billy Joel song to play. And I was so psyched to bring in my Billy Joel tapes and subject him to like a full album side of, Why Judy Why, some of the obscures. Maybe a little like glass houses.
You wouldn't
glass houses or turnstiles of 52nd Street, something and late 70s. And
I hate that I know that.
And the fucking boombox tape decks didn't work. They didn't play the Billy Joel tape. So Kevin had his revenge the entirety of the 5 months of the season. I was never able to play a Billy Joel tape on the location on the electric truck.
Well, that's why you need to get a Walkman.
But we did rock
of external speakers.
We rocked tons of records. We rocked records like nobody's business.
What if I told you I could give you a Walkman right now? On the air, on this episode, on the second ever Danny and Mike One Shot, I'm going to give you guys both something. Are you prepared and are you ready?
I'm going to look underneath my sectional.
Don't do that.
My sectional sofa.
I kind of feel like Oprah right now, and I want to have this moment.
Okay.
Keep talking. Keep this lively. I'm going to go get you guys something.
All right.
I don't understand what's going on right now.
Are you going through Jeremy's couch cushions for change right now?
Yeah,
anyway,
let's do that.
Yeah,
Let's see
this
what's
is
in
the sound of that.
And there's a sock.
I hope it's a sock.
Oh, it's crusty though. It's a crusty sock. That's gross.
What is that?
Toenails, toenail clippings.
Toenails.
That's gross.
Toenails.
There's 67 cents here.
You can hope it's toenails.
67 cents.
I feel like this is the Christmas episode all over again, but guys, for this spring, I'm going to give you something. Mike, you get a brand new cassette recorder.
Yes,
that's right, a Kobe brand. Danny, you're going to get a Sony Discman.
It's got two buttons, dude.
I hope it has an output so you can plug it into your
guys.
your
This is heat resistant.
Let's prove it.
The Discman says it's heat resistant, digital mega bass, electronic shock protection. Because that was the shittiest part about having the Discman and doing anything.
I'm mistaken. It has 5 buttons. I'm digging this. I'm like 60% more excited than I was 2 minutes ago.
There might be batteries included, which probably are rotten, but you should try it anyway.
Oh yeah. No, anybody can see that the batteries are rotten from here.
You obviously like Mike better than I do because I got a hand-me-down Discman. And
dude, you're the future.
I didn't have a brand new Discman in the
future.
package.
Yeah.
Why not? You could have.
I just don't have that lying around. This is
not
a
a
Sony
thing that you just go out
I'm
there
gonna take
like
it back.
that and you say, "Oh, I got some nice gift for you." And look, he's opening plastic.
Wow, you're gonna cut yourself opening that plastic like that.
That's good,
and
right?
I get nothing.
I'll
I
get you
this.
batteries. You want batteries too? Look.
Yeah, batteries would be nice.
Okay, it doesn't.
Jeremy,
open
you got frustration-free packaging.
It might not
Yeah,
work.
how did that happen too? I figured you're gonna have to use a
Dan,
pair of scissors.
This is nice. I'm kind of bummed that you're not liking this.
I mean, it's okay, I guess.
You've definitely
I have a
subjected
CD
this.
player in my
yeah.
car still.
I'd appreciate if you don't unplug your headphones and try these out right now because we are trying to work.
For the listener, Dan is looking like a kid at Christmas.
Who didn't get what he
pissed
wanted.
Yeah, a pissed off kid at Christmas who got a Teddy Ruxpin instead of a PS4.
Dad, I didn't want Teddy Ruxpin. I wanted the Lynx. Give me that Atari Lynx.
The Lynx.
Which I found the
I like
other
this.
day.
I like this,
found the
Jeremy.
whole
I got to
Lynx
be
thing.
honest.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I was actually excited when I found it. I was going to keep it, but I feel
records
like it was
too?
such a great set.
It's a recorder?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's got 2 speeds, high and low.
I am really mad at you.
And then in the middle we have medium.
I don't know if we can be
But
friends
I was
anymore,
giving
Jeremy.
you stuff for your new apartment, like glassware and wine glasses and beer glasses.
Oh yeah, you want
and
some
Mike didn't get
records?
anything
You want some
like that.
records for your new apartment?
my fourth floor walk up. First time I've been above the second floor.
It's going to be good.
Hey, you were thinking.
I'm hoping
you were thinking
for
it's a
less. I'm
sublet.
hoping for less fat jokes.
You were thinking it was a sublet. Well, give it about 4 months. You'll definitely get less fat jokes.
This time this summer, your life's going to change.
August.
How's the new apartment going?
But remember, just because the size of the paper towel T-shirt has changed doesn't mean it's still not a
Not
paper towel T-shirt.
Oh man,
Now it's a
even when I
bathrobe.
wasn't, when I was a kid and I wasn't like
In the
as
womb,
fat
when
as
you
I
weren't
was
fat?
now, I was still sweaty. I've always been sweaty. It's the Italian part of me.
I think I quit acting people are like, "Oh, why'd you quit acting?" I think because I fart and sweat too much. To be honest, like I've already
stand there.
Well, I've already talked about the day in Slackers. That was like my day of ass hell when I went to the Stinking Rose beforehand and then farted all day on set the next day. And
People hated you for
all my
it.
coworkers were upset. Not only were my coworkers upset, my asshole was upset. I've already talked about that, but now I feel like I'm also too sweaty. Like when I see people that I haven't seen in a while, and they're just like, "How are you?" And I'm just like, "It's
Sweaty?
great. I'm working. I'm doing stuff." And then about 4 sentences in, I'm just like, "Zoop, zoop."
Yep.
And it's just like, stop looking at me. Stop paying attention.
I think
to
that's
me.
one of the top 3 things that people can have that aren't, like a disease or a disorder, like sweatiness, fartiness, and like smelliness. Like some people just naturally don't smell good. You know what I mean?
No. There's a difference. If you have
It's called soap and water.
If you have
I like to
soap-
use Dr. Bronner.
Apparently you don't watch Freaks
Dr.
and Geeks
Bronner's.
because this was a prominent Freaks and Geeks episode.
fellas, if you have earwax that has a color to it, like if it has a tinge to it, you also have the gene that makes your body odor a little more active. If you have earwax,
I don't know if that's entirely accurate.
if you have earwax that's colorless, that gene is not in the active form.
How do you know that?
That gene is not in the
but
activated
here,
form.
You know what? I'll use a Q-tip and show you that
Let's do a stink test.
Go into
I
the
have very
bathroom.
dirty. I've got
Johnny
fucking,
earwax.
I do. I've got my earwax is
What
like
is
it's
Johnny
like
earwax? What
it's
did you
a
say he
deep
was?
color.
No. What did you say Johnny earwax was?
A Heiner. Johnny earwax is a Heiner.
A Heiner?
Yeah.
And what is that? Is he a rear end?
That's what I always thought a Heiner was, right? Your Heiner is your
Heine.
ass.
Your Heine.
Yeah.
Your Heine. I've never heard Heiner.
Well, maybe they had to change it because they didn't want to say Heine on Nickelodeon.
I thought that might have been like a World War II figure, like Horst Heiner.
How did you figure out this information?
The ass of steel. I read
Yeah.
about it on the internet. What
Well,
do you
here's
think?
the thing.
And which
I
do you
don't-
have?
I don't use
have
deodorant,
colored.
guys.
But
I haven't used deodorant in fucking 7 years.
And he's-
Really?
And he
And
still has a girlfriend.
Have you ever like?
Yes, I've
You don't
smelled
smell bad
you.
now. Yeah,
No,
but not.
I have not. I don't use
I
it.
just smelled them for the listener.
You also change T-shirts 8 times a day.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
It's
And I sweat a lot,
curse-
and I play
curse of the band
shows,
leader.
I should be a lot smellier than I am, but I have very dark colored earwax. So I
I was
think
going to say you have
that's
very
bullshit.
dark colored circles underneath your armpits.
What constitutes like what color of earwax do you have? Is it like yellowish gold?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
what I'm like.
it's either clear or that.
No, I think like if it's not. Didn't your parents ever make fun of you when you were young and they're
Never.
like you growing? No, you obviously like angelic. Like, you gotta. When I was a kid, they said you gotta clean out your ears. You're growing carrots in there. You're
Yeah,
growing
I've
growing
heard that.
potatoes in
Yeah.
there.
You're
potatoes.
growing carrots in there.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's what
Okay.
they would say to a redhead.
We've talked about this before. I didn't have. I had the brain tumor card.
So you never got made fun of as
Not
a
really.
kid.
That's why it hurts when you guys make fun of me because I never experienced.
It's also
it in my
new.
life.
It's also new.
It's so new. This world. I'm
That's all
living
right.
in.
I've never put a nude on the
23 episodes deep.
I've never put a nude on the internet, so
Well,
that's
it's-
something brand
it's-
new for me.
Well, let's wait till summer. Maybe space it out a little bit before
Save it for the podcast.
so your TV brother. Have 2.
For the listener, I just noticed that Jeremy Balin has DVD sets of the OC.
The OC, yeah.
I'm really not liking that.
Oh, that's funny. We
Really not
we
like
can now see the truth of his tastes because Tom has moved out. So all of the DVDs that you previously were willing to just blame on Tom, he has no excuse anymore.
No excuse.
He's got zero
I'm
excuse.
alone with all of my vulnerabilities. While Dan is getting up for
And
some
Seth
reason, he's
and,
gonna.
and Seth Cohen.
He's
getting
checking. He's checking. I thought he was going to check his ears. I
Analog?
do listen. I do own the OCs. I did watch some of them when they were on TV, and I don't know how I got those 2 unopened OC box sets. But let's just maybe we could just move on from this. Danny has literally left the building, sort of like Elvis. So it's the Jeremy and Mike podcast.
I
now.
also own a couple of box sets of seasons of television shows that I can't be bothered to pick up and put into the entertainment device that's just like
Well, I would-
4 feet away from the
I
box
wouldn't
sets.
watch that now. Exactly. I would never watch. But
This sounds like a stoop sale.
for some, that's a great idea. I also have this first season of 24, which I
We'll never watch.
will never watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like 48 better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then 72 just kicked my ass.
But there are some beauties down there. Some Curb Your Enthusiasm. Nobody mentions the good things that are there. Danny's all about.
There's a reason.
Yeah. I do. I don't. Do you do this? Did you ever used to keep buy the DVDs of the movies you worked on or the TV shows?
No. Usually, when you're in them, you get them for free. Usually.
Yeah, I wasn't in them though.
I feel like I have. I have season 1 of Pete and Pete. I have season 2. And I feel like I have my mother's Blu-ray of Home Alone or something like that. I don't know that I have a free copy of that.
I've told you about my nephew, right? That he's obsessed with Home Alone.
Does he have
I keep trying
access?
to
Does he have
explain
access
to
to
him.
tripwires and model cars and stuff like that?
Well, you're probably getting some money from this, but they have these gift sets, these Christmas gift sets that is a bucket of paint.
I'm not getting.
They don't send you
Is
that?
it dry? Is it dried paint or wet paint? Because dried paint definitely hits harder.
It looks like a bucket. It's a gift set, so it has all the DVDs, and then Tricky Traps is what he calls them.
Oh.
And so it has the jacks and maybe even a fake brick in there. I don't even know. But all this stuff, all this Home Alone garb. But he's when I went home for the holidays, I bet we watched that. I'm not even over 10 times while I was there, full all the way through. Plus, that was just the first one.
On demand would be best because then I could get paid for each one. I think.
No, I don't think is that true?
I
don't know if it's anything like streaming, like music or something. It's not. I know you don't get as much as, but maybe movies are different. I should know this.
Did Spotify screw you for fractions of a cent?
Yeah. My 4 downloads that I've had in the past 6 years.
You know, I have said before, I do get those sort of SAG foreign royalties for $3.83.
We've talked about this because I get randomly from Greece, I'll get a check for $200 just because I had music in a movie once. But I mean,
the Isle of Santorini, or
I don't know if it was broken down by isles or by individual. Danny left.
Well,
he hasn't been on it.
Dan's back from Embarrassment City. What happened, Dan? What can you tell us out there? Did anything happen?
You're not allowed to eat these fortune cookies.
Dan, we can't hear you because you don't have a microphone. Stop. He's mad about the Walkman. He's giving me I'm sorry, Discman. It's not even a Walkman, it's a Discman. It's the next generation of Walkmans.
Yeah, you know what? Well, let me tell you something. I can go get one of these Discmans at a flea market for $5.
Where do you think
Just
Jeremy
saved you
got his?
$5.
I don't know. I think Jeremy's had that recorder for a long time. I mean, I like tapes though, and I record music, and you should have given me a recorder. It's really messed up, dude. Just because he was talking about the Walkman, then you give him something that, you know.
What about the Talk Boy?
Yeah. Oh, well, you're not allowed to have a Talk Boy because you were in Home Alone.
I didn't get a free Talk Boy.
We were just talking about Home Alone and how he's not getting any royalties. That's not what we were talking about. But I was talking about my nephew.
Could always get more.
Yeah, go out, guys. Watch Home Alone, even though it's not Christmas. Just still watch it.
You don't have to.
Oh, that's what my brother-in-law was trying to do for me. He was just rewatching The Mighty Ducks on demand.
Did that help?
Like,
he just had it. He just had it on 24/7.
You're finally gonna pay off the Blazer.
He's like, I don't have the money for my portion of the Explorer, but I've been watching Mighty Ducks on repeat.
Yeah, I like that Mike calls it the Blazer.
I'm generating, because it's a Blazer. Because she's trying to generate income for you.
Oh boy! Well,
voice activated system.
Shall we wrap up this weird one shot number 2?
Yeah, I'm glad that we're back in the groove thing. Sorry for the listeners.
Yeah, we had a bit of a little hiatus.
We just had a hiatus, and we got busy. Everybody got busy, and now we're trying to be back.
Yeah. But okay, Mike.
Did you talk about our San Francisco trip while I was gone? No.
When?
No.
We did.
No. Okay. Well, that was one of the reasons why we weren't doing anything.
They were busy. They were being Pete and Pete at Sketchfest, I believe. That's what you were.
Yes.
Yeah.
SF Sketchfest.
Anywho, well, thanks for listening and thanks for having patience while we had a little bit of a break. And we're going to be back and we're going to have so much more nonsense for you. But I do have one parting thing to ask. Is it gratuitous?
Gratuitous nudity.
Yes, was it?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I feel bad about that now because that's the word used in Wayne's World, and I was sitting next to Emilio Estevez when he took us to go see it in the movie theaters during the Mighty Ducks.
And he turned to you and went, Zang.
No, I asked him what gratuitous meant.
He's like, don't worry,
and I
kid.
don't think he told me. Or maybe he did, but
he's like, shut up, Tommy. Shut up, Tammy.
Anywho, that's my gratuitous story, and I should have known that word just because of
I
that.
think we should eliminate tipping and just pay servers a living wage. I think gratuities. No, seriously, I think
It's happening.
It's happening slowly in New York,
Yeah.
but let's do it all over. Eliminate the tip minimum wage, and let's pay people something so they can live and not die.
Amen.
Take care of your fellow man out there. Bye. The Adventures of Danny and Mike stars Danny Tamborelli and Michael C. Maroney. The show is produced by Jeremy Balin and Marianne Ways. This podcast is part of the Feral Audio Podcasting Collective and can be found on their website at feralaudio.com. For more information on the guys, visit our website at dannyandmike.com. Also, look us up on Twitter at Danny and Mike with the N spelled out, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Adventures of Danny and Mike. Thanks for listening.
Feral Audio.